Hello, dear students. Welcome back to your channel, your class. I am Zenat, and today's lesson is going to be very interesting because I have brought a highly informative topic for you. We will be discussing John Galsworthy's first novel, exploring its story, characters, and the challenges they have. There's a lot to cover, so let's dive right in. The Man of Property, a deep dive into Galsworthy's Forsyte saga. John Galsworthy's The Man of Property is the first novel in the Forsyte saga, a sweeping epic of the English upper middle class. This presentation provides a detailed summary of the novel, focusing on key themes, plot points, and characters, particularly Psalms Forsyte. We will explore the novel's exploration of materialism, marriage, and societal expectations, and provoke engaging discussion questions to deepen your understanding. Story Summary of The Man of Property by John Galsworthy. Introduction. The Man of Property is the first book in the Forsyte saga written by John Galsworthy. It is a story about the wealthy Forsyte family who value money, property, and social status above everything else. The novel mainly focuses on Psalms Forsyte, a man who sees his wife as something he owns rather than as a person with feeling and desires. Come to main story Psalms Forsyte, a man of property. He is the main character of the play. Psalms Forsyte is a successful and wealthy lawyer. He believes that owning things like land, houses, and even people gives him power. He is married to Irene Forsyte, a beautiful woman, but their marriage is unhappy. Irene does not love Psalms and feels trapped in the relationship. To show off his wealth, Soames hired Philip Bosine, a talented young architect, to build a grand house for him, and Irene in the countryside. However, Irene is not excited about the house because she does not want to stay married to Soames. The love triangle Irene, Soames, and Bosine. Philip Bosine is engaged to June Forsyte, who is Soames' cousin and the granddaughter of Old Jolyon Forsyte. But as Bosine spends time with Irene, they fall in love. Irene finally finds happiness with Bosine, something she never felt with Soames. When Soames realizes that Irene loves Bosine, he becomes jealous and angry. He also discovered that Bosine is going over budget on building the house, so he sues him in court. This legal action ruins Bosine's reputation and career. Tragedy strikes. Irene finally decided to leave Soms, but she has nowhere to go. Soms, feeling betrayed, forces himself upon her. This is heavily implied in the novel. Feeling hopeless and guilty, Bosine wanders the streets and is later found dead after being hit by a carriage. It is unclear whether his death was an accident or a suicide. Hearing about Bosine's death, Irene leaves Soms completely. Meanwhile, old Julian Forsyte, who dislikes Som's treatment of Irene, takes her in and supports her. He becomes like a father to her, offering her kindness and care that she never received from Soms. Conclusion. The beginning of the Forsyte family's changes. At the end of the novel, Soms is left alone in his grand new house, but without Irene. Even though he has everything money, power, and property, he is unhappy. This marks the beginning of a major shift in the Forsyte family. As younger members like young Jolyon reject their family's obsession with wealth and status in favor of love and personal freedom. Final thoughts. The Man of Property is not just about one man's love for property, it is about how money and social expectations can destroy relationships and happiness. Psalms, despite having everything, loves what truly matters love and companionship. Irene, even though she suffers, finds a way to break free from a life where she is treated as property. This novel set the stages for the rest of the Forsyte saga, which continues to explore the changing values of the Forsyte family. Forsyte saga and Psalms context and character introduction. The Forsyte saga begins with the man of property spanning several generations of the Forsyte family, representing the values and anxieties of the Victorian and Edwardian bourgeoisies. The saga explores themes of wealth, inheritance, and the clash between tradition and modernity. The Forsytes are a family defined by their strong senses of ownership and the pursuit of material success. Thomas Forsyte, a central figure, a successful solicitor characterized by his possessive nature and unwavering belief in property rights. He views everything, including his wife Irene, as possessions to be controlled and admired. His rigid adherence to societal norms and his inability to understand emotions lead to conflict and unhappiness. He embodies the spirit of the Forsyte family and its focus on material wealth. Possession as a theme, analyzing Psalm's obsession. Materialism. Psalm's life revolved around accumulating and controlling property, reflecting the societal emphasis on wealth and status. He measures his worth by his possessions, leading to a shallow and unfulfilling existence. This is a key critique of the materialistic values of the upper middle class. Control. Som's desire to control extend beyond material objects to his relationships, particularly his marriage to Irene. He sees her as a beautiful object to be owned, leading to a fundamental lack of understanding and empathy. This possessiveness ultimately drives Irene away. Jealousy. Som's inability to emotionally connect with Irene fuels jealousy and insecurity, further exacerbating the conflict between them. His possessiveness and suspicion create a toxic environment that suffocates Irene's spirit. This jealousy is a manifestation of his deeper emotional insecurities. Symbols and motifs, the house, art, and social status. The house represents Som's desires for stability and control, as well as his attempt to create a perfect, self contained world. It symbolizes his wealth and social status, but also his emotional isolation. Art represents beauty and emotional expression, which Psalms appreciates only for its monetary value. He collects art as another form of possession, failing to understand its deeper meaning. Social status. The Forsytes are obsessed with maintaining their social standing and conforming to societal expectations, highlighting the constraints of the upper middle class. Solms is particularly concerned with preserving his reputation and wealth. Understanding Psalms' psychological and societal perspectives. Psychological. Psalms can be seen as a deeply insecure and emotionally distant individual, driven by a need for control and validation. His inability to express or understand emotions leads to a lonely and unfulfilling existence. He is a victim of his own rigid personality. Societal. Solms is a product of his time, embodying the values and anxieties of the Victorian and Edwardian bourgeoisie. His possessiveness and materialism reflect the societal emphasis on wealth and status. He is a representative of a class struggling to adapt to changing social norms. Discussion questions exploring morality and interpretation. Morality. Is Soames a sympathetic character, or is he simply a product of his own making? Does his possessiveness stem from genuine love or a desire for control? Explore the complexities of his action and motivations. Society. To what extent does a society condemn Soames' action and behavior? How does the novel critique the values and expectations of the upper middle class? Discuss the broader societal implication of the story. Interpretation. How does your own background and experiences influence your interpretation of the characters and events in the novel? Consider the different perspectives and biases that might shape your understanding. Conclusion, lasting impact, and further reading. Lasting impact. The Man of Property remains a relevant and insightful exploration of materialism, marriage, and societal expectations. It offers a compelling portrait of a man trapped by his own desires and the constraints of his social class. The novel's theme continues to resonate with contemporary readers. Forsyte Saga. Continue reading the Forsyte Saga to follow the lives of the Forsyte family through subsequent generations. Explore the evolving social and political landscape of England and the enduring themes of love, loss, and inheritance. Further reading. Consider exploring other works by the John Galsworthy, such as In Chancery and Too Late, to gain a deeper understanding of his literary style and social commentary. These novels provide further insights into the complexities of human relationships and societal dynamics. I hope this video helps you with your preparation. If you found it useful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to stay updated with more helpful content. Your support keeps me motivated to create